5 minutes with you afterwards. But greetings, everyone that is checking from us from either LinkedIn or YouTube um, or Twitter, all the social media. I got to shout them out. Greetings, everyone. It's your boy Luis, and we are here with the one and only Miss Russell. I don't know what she's doing, but okay. Um,
Listen, it's called creativity. It's called switching it up.
okay.
It's called being engaging.
Okay. However you want to put it, that's fine. Um, but welcome to the weekly plug-in with Luis and Christiana. Today's going to be a very interesting, I guess, episode because we have updates and we got a whole lot of updates, a couple
We
of
do. We have a
updates,
lot.
um, but I know most of the time I'm the one kind of quarterbacking this. But today I am riding shotgun, and I am going to let Miss Russell lead us to the promised land.
Where is that?
Oh Lord, okay. I would say cut, but we're live, so we're not going to do that. But like as we discussed. Oh man, this is just so bad. Anyway, boy, okay. I was trying to do the whole you know, never mind. We're just not gonna go there. Anyway, so let's get right into it because time is precious, and I think you're kind of messing with me a little bit. So um, you're pulling my chain. That you really are. But I'm gonna ignore you because you're not going to get me out of character. You will not do that. Um,
Louise,
so
tell the people how you're doing this afternoon. How are you doing? How's
I'm
life
a,
treating you?
I'm all right. I woke up, this morning and got my workout in, and I'm good. A lot of progress. I've written a lot of stuff on my board here, so a lot of things to accomplish this year. How about yourself? How are you doing?
Excellent, excellent. I'm doing good. I think one of the things that is very valuable for those of you all who are listening is, and I'd love to hear you all's thoughts as well, is I think as adults, we don't give enough time to um, being playful, being lighthearted. I think we spend so much time being serious, like grinding. We grind so much. And one of the things I have made a decision to do this year is give more time to play, to laugh, to relax. And I have not done that in over 3 years. And I
Mm-hmm.
realized what was missing um, was that one of the things that was missing from my life was that because it just makes things more enjoyable when you're able to take time out to laugh to um, I don't know, just kind of change up the engagement a little bit as opposed to being so focused and driven. Not that that's not important, but um, we can't grind 24/7 and not feel the effects of it. And I think if I've learned anything over these last 2 years, it's that um, life is always going to happen, and you can either choose to be swept away with it or um, to kind of take hold of it and make space for anything you can do to enjoy parts of it because when your clock is up, and that's it. And I've experienced a lot of death over the last 2 years, not to get too more morbid, but I've experienced a lot of death over the last 2 years. And one of the elders in my family always said that they've never had someone on their deathbed said, I wish I worked harder. Everyone has always said, I wish I had spent more time with family. I wish I had laughed more. I wish I had gone on the vacation. But no one ever says, man, I wish I had punched in more hours at work. I wish I had grinded harder. No one ever says that. And so it was just a reminder for me, because I am very rigid. I am very driven. I extend myself, overwork myself. I grind hard. And I realized I could get the same results grinding hard as I could with putting time in, for laughter and walks and whatever it is that I enjoy. I'm gonna get the same results, um, because at the core of who I am is a grinder, so it's gonna happen no matter what. So yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm coming from as I'm starting off, because normally I'm more like very serious, and I'm like, man, like I don't know what day, is the day that the clock checks out. So I'm just going to enjoy as much as I can each day, and with good people that I get to work with, like Luis and others of you that are watching today. So that's my soliloquies for today as we're opening up the weekly plug-in.
Yeah, yeah. I had a very interesting last couple of days, particularly this past week. I had a very interesting weekend, to say the least. Gave me lots to think about. But yeah, about just not wasting time and really getting stuff done, and just being a better human. You know what I'm saying, and having some empathy about things, because that's one of the things that, full transparency, that I struggle with, um, because of my environment I grew up in. Like, just no one. I grew up in New York City, for those that don't know, and that kind of environment, particularly in the 80s and 90s, it's a dog eat dog world. And so just, hey, you got to get it where you fit in, and no one's gonna feel sorry for you. That's kind of the message I got when I was coming up, and I took that, to heart. You know what I'm saying? And so empathizing with certain situations was difficult for me. But once you're removed from certain environments, then you understand that empathy, sometimes could be a good thing. So definitely, not to get all sentimental there, but take your breaks when you can. Um, that doesn't mean. I think one of the things that people, I guess, don't really understand is that sometimes working hard and hard work doesn't equate to success. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you can train for the marathon and you can be in the best shape of your life. That doesn't guarantee you're going to actually win the race. Mm-hmm. So, it's the journey of getting in shape, or that process you should definitely be proud of. So, yeah. So I will stop talking about that, and let's get into what we really want to talk about, which is a great transition into updates for We the Plug, and what we're doing, what we're trying to do moving forward in 2022. So I know we talked about, community and how we're engaging our, I guess, community from a virtual standpoint, and you can kind of elaborate more into that.
So I think one of the places that we should start actually is talking about some of the major wins that we've had over the last 2 years. We started in 2019, right? And I call it the golden years, when we were out in public and didn't have a care in the world, and was talking in each other's face and hugging and touching things and washing our hands when they got dirty, but not because we were scared that we were going to get some crazy disease.
Sometimes, because people don't be washing their hands. But go on.
I don't know about sorry. People. I only know about the people in my life and how my mama and daddy raised me.
Okay.
But we've been around since 2019. Specifically, June is when we officially launched, and we had all these big goals and timelines that were pushed out 5 years, benchmarks and phases we were rolling out, and then, like many experienced in 2020, you had to figure out what you were going to do. And for us, we knew straight away that our events and all of that was going to have to kind of go to the sidelines. But what would not be sacrificed is our engagement. And we just had to figure out what that looked like. And for us, what that looked like in the virtual space was securing a place where we could call home, where folks could come in and engage with one another, get access, because we wanted to kind of remove any barriers that existed in order for folks to connect with others in the US and beyond. And that's what kind of bore Mighty Networks, the platform that we've been using over the last year and a half, now going into 2 years, where we was able to create a community. We've held events on there. We launched our first youth empowerment summit with 25 of our youth and young adults in August of last year. We held our cohort on there with our 10 founders that went through the pre-accelerator. And I mean, we've been able to do some really impactful work connecting folks to business professionals in all different genres in order to ensure that underrepresented founders had access to mentors and coaches, as well as those that were in the business professional space to connect with folks that was in the investor sector and in the founder sector and in the education sector and beyond. I think also the value of the platform allowed our international community to get access to us as well. And I mean, that's where we really, I don't know, Luis, if you realize this, but our knowledge of knowing that we were connected to Zambia and Zimbabwe and Chad and Ghana. I mean, I had no idea the connections we had until that platform was put in place. And all these folks was like, oh, we heard about you. We met you here. And,
Yeah.
someone referred folks in Sweden. And so that's when we started seeing, wow, we were making an impact on a global level much earlier than we thought we were going to.
Hmm.
And so I'm excited that we had that outlet to test out, to connect with our community and grow it. We have over 300 members on there. And it's just been a really great space. Through that, we also have been able to connect with our university folks and grow that community. Our biotech community has grown. And with that, we were able to increase the work that we do, not just operating as a conduit and helping to match underrepresented founders to services that universities in San Diego were offering, but specifically UCSD we partnered with and secured a grant that I was one of the co-writers on, authors of, and shout out to Gwen. She and I worked tirelessly to get that grant pulled together. She killed that budget like no other. And exciting to say that we now have this 3-year grant where we'll be working with UCSD and other community leaders to ensure that we are giving access to more founders in San Diego and beyond. And exciting to say that we will be working more closely with the newest site, UCSD on Market in, is it Market in Park? I think it is, downtown, where we will be
It,
doing
it's part
programming.
it's Park and Market, but
Flip the language. There you go. Where we'll be doing more programming out of there. And so I share all this to say, and this is not even the full breadth of it, but that the platform, Mighty Networks, has really served us very well and building the space and helping us kind of understand what our community needs on a more in-depth level, and really connect us in a way that LinkedIn and Facebook and even Instagram wasn't able to do. And with that, because we found so many great assets, we've also been able to find some of the challenges of that platform as well, and the limitations. And with any type of platform, when you're using it and testing it out, the whole idea is to make sure that it's the best fit for you and your community. And as we continue to grow and expand, we recognize that we're kind of outgrowing that. And so I'm excited to share that we will be transitioning to another platform that we will be announcing soon. Not yet, because we're still finalizing all the paperwork and partnership and all of that. But we'll be transitioning, so we'll be on Mighty Networks till the end of March, and March 31st. And then come April is when we'll be transitioning to our newest space. And really excited. There's tons of features, and it's just going to be a really great resource for us to be able to just continue to connect, but just, in more ways than we have been able to do so with Mighty Networks. So that's just a crust of what is coming down the pipeline and changing. Luis, what are some other things that we're working on that we want to share with the folks?
um, man, there's a lot of stuff from both an individual and a collective standpoint. We know that in-person events is coming back. There's a lot of things that I'm making priority, but for this particular episode, what I want to do is I want to put an emphasis on um, building the San Diego innovation ecosystem. And I think that it's, how do I carefully say this? Um, there is a void, right, of collective forces not coming together. Like, I know there's several people that are doing several things individually, or they may have their groups here and there, but collectively, I think if we were to come together, that we can show that we actually do have an ecosystem, and there is nothing better than collaborating with other folks that are completing the same mission as you are. And so I know from the top of my head, there are about 4 to 5, maybe more that I may not know of, but just 4 to 5 on top of my head, organizations and companies that are building, excuse me, they're trying to build within San Diego. And so bringing those entities together to showcase what they're doing as well, I'm going to make that more of a personal mission to make that accomplished. I think more of that needs to be, um, I guess, shown in San Diego, and so I'm definitely going to make that a priority of mine. So that's just one update. So there's going to be events that follow up with that. So stay tuned for that as well. Um, that's kind of all I have for now that I could think of. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know that I could talk about, but
I think also, as we are growing as an organization, you know, and I love, folks, I see you all are dropping things in the chat. So thanks for the feedback. I think one of the things that Luis and I, as you know, we've been building We the Plug now, going into our third year, have always understood is that we cannot do this alone. That it is we're building something bigger outside of ourselves, and in order for it to be sustainable and to continue to move forward and scale, it is required that we have all hands on deck. And moving into what that looks like is kind of the next stage gate that we're approaching. You know, what does
Mm-hmm.
that look like for We the Plug here in San Diego? So on a local level as well as on a national and then international level. So you all will start seeing things coming out from us where we'll be sharing content with you all, like Luis said, events and programming, but you'll also be seeing us doing a lot more mobilizing as a community. And what that looks like or what that means is that we will be incorporating some of the work and the features of We the Plug into other groups that do similar work that we do. So one of those is through the partnership with UCSD. But you'll also be seeing us do work coming down the pipeline with folks in the biotech space and in the green tech space and in the life science space. So, you know, you'll start to see We the Plug imprint in different sectors that you may not have seen before, but just understand and know that We the Plug is a conduit that is like a feeder system that is helping to be a portal for individuals that range that identify as early stage but are seeking opportunities to see where they fit in. So these are adults, but these are also youth. So those of you all that may be connected to school systems that are kind of frustrated because you're like, okay, you know, we have some things, but they're not really into the services that are being offered to my youth. You know, they're looking for something that's more um, uh, agnostic to tech, not a specific tech area. They're, you know, they're still trying to figure it out. Definitely connect with us. We have partners in that sector. Like I mentioned before, we did a youth empowerment summit. One of the things that we are looking at is how can we help support other youth-led organizations to provide support services in certain areas that their youth may be needing assistance with. And so, again, if that sounds like something that connects with what you're doing, definitely reach out to Luis and I because we would love to hear from you and see what synergy lies there.
Yeah, and I definitely, ironically that you say that because I met with someone, I believe last week, that they had a youth program, particularly in Connecticut, and you know they connected. They saw what we did with the youth summit, and you know wanted some pointers and was looking for ways to collaborate. So, yeah, definitely, if you um, are wanting to do something in that area, please connect with us on that.
So we are coming to the end. Oscar Franco, I see you. Renan Banks, I see you as well. Sounds like you guys are out there grinding. Yeah, I think one of the things that we don't always talk about is the whole grind mentality. Like for me, I don't need to be motivated to grind. Like by nature, it's inside of me, and I go over the cliff all the time. And so that's why I think it's so valuable to understand your threshold and when you need to pull yourself back. And that's where emotional intelligence comes into play. And I've been, you know, preaching this for a long time because it's my roots. It's, you know, my background where I came from. When I used to do training and counseling in this space, you need to have self awareness and know when you need to pull back. If your nature is one of kind of lackadaisicalness, then what does it need? What do you need to put into place to help you push forward to override that dissonance that presents itself? at times, and really going to the core to understand it. Again, these are things that we focus on with our founders, and help them realize as they're going down their journey. So, yeah, we are excited to have you all on board and look forward to staying connected with you as we continue to grow.
Yeah, definitely. I wish I had something more to add, but I don't.
That's all he has to add. Yes, and definitely. So, you all, our call to action. Our call to action for you all is a couple of things for me, and I'll let Luis share his and then wrap us up. But my call to action is just definitely stay plugged into our website, stay plugged in us on LinkedIn. If you're on Mighty Networks, stay look, check your DMs, because you'll be getting information sent to you to let you know when we're transitioning out of there. um, and I think the other call to action is, like I've been saying from the inception of this plug-in chat, which is check in on yourself, prioritize your wellness, sleep when you need to sleep. I don't care what others say about, it's 24-hour grind and we don't, you know what? I have some choice words for those people that I won't say on here, but don't listen to that rhetoric. When you need to sleep, sleep. When you need to take a break, go for a walk away, do that. Prioritize your wellness, because again, when you check out, that's it. There's no do over. So that would be my last call to action. And I'm doing it myself because Luis knows better than anyone that may be listening that wasn't something that I prioritized. But I had some major, major wake up calls over these last 2 years. And I'm not just letting them go by the wayside. So, yeah. Luis, what's your wake up call? And what is your call to action?
Um, my wake up call. So I have a lot of wake up calls, but um, I will say if someone, man, there's so many. If I had to pick one, I guess I would just say, look, go find mentors when you can. Um, I want to give a personal shout out to um, Stephen Gross. If you're looking at this, salute to you, brother. Um, when I first started on this journey, quick story before we go. Um, I was on LinkedIn heavy, and he saw what I was doing. He saw the articles I written. He was interested in. And at this point, I didn't have anything. Like, as a matter of fact, um, I was looking for a job, and I had made some business cards. That was It was very interesting. I didn't. They were very colorful. I'll just say that. And he reached out to me, and he actually met with me, him and his business partner, uh, William Ponder, and they're like in the political realm, sort of here in San Diego. Two black men, and they admired what I was trying to do, and they respected me, and they gave me that respect. And they were older black men. So I want to say, reach out to mentors when you can, and you never know who's looking at you. You never know who's watching. So, um, yeah, just reach for mentors, man. You never know. And
And
so,
we are a conduit for mentors. So reach out to us. That's what he's saying. Reach out to us. Reach out to us. You
no,
don't have
because
anyone in your life.
sometimes
Reach out to us.
no, because sometimes people can have bad experiences, and I've had bad experiences with reaching out to egregious experiences with quote unquote mentors, and I'm not going to lie to you, that has jaded a lot of my thoughts around that. So a lot of times I just, like, I'm not going to bother. But sometimes, there are people that'll step up and, you know, help you out here and there, or whatever the case may be. As long as you're putting in the effort yourself and they see that you're trying, some people will see the good in that. So, um, yeah, for mentors.
Come to We the Plug. We have a plethora
There
of
you go.
mentors here. Come to us. No, seriously.
There you
Because
go.
again, we don't, if you don't have anyone in your ecosystem, you don't know where to go, you can always connect with us.
Yeah, you can. You can. Um, Another thing, I guess this is a shameless plug, but I'm actually putting together an event next week for those individuals that are not next week. Is it next week? On the 15th, whenever that is. Um,
2 weeks.
I guess that's 2 weeks. Yeah, there you go. On Tuesday, the 15th. So we're going to be talking to CEO of Edge, Paul Pewey. And so he runs a cryptocurrency company that's been around for a while. I remember him back in like 2015. They were a different name. I don't remember the name on top of my head, but they rebranded. And so they do a lot of cryptocurrency. So we're actually going to be talking about Web3. What is it, and how is it going to help us as a whole? So, for those that are in San Diego, if you're interested, holla at me. I'll put by tomorrow. I'll have the event up on all social media platforms, particularly Startup Grind San Diego. And but yeah.
And the event is through Startup Grind San Diego.
Yes. So it's going to be, so it's 2022. So let me just get this out of the way. It is an in-person event. Mm-hmm. So just FYI.
For Startup Grind. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be great. There's going to be refreshments and all that good stuff. So if you want to learn about Web3, come check us out.
And if you guys aren't familiar with Startup Grind, definitely, and you're in San Diego, definitely register, sign up to be a part of the local branch here. If you're not in San Diego, then find the one that is in your community. Go on their website. There's also their global conference that's coming up in April. Oh, we're already in March. So next month.
Yeah.
And tickets are being sold. And also, if you are not in San Diego, and you can reach out to your local chapter, there may be tickets available that you can get at no cost, or whatever the requirements are associated with it. So don't allow, lack of funding to prevent you from engaging. Never allow that to be the case for anything.
Yeah, I do have I believe a limited amount of complimentary tickets, but after that runs out, I do have a fairly discounted price for tickets as well. So.
And when is the event in April again? The global conference?
The week of April 11th, I want to say, yes. So I want to say the 11th is on a Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So it's going to be the 11th and 12th. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's going to be the 12th and 13th. Forgive me. Okay. So that's a Tuesday and Wednesday, which sometimes can be weird, but that's how they like to view their conferences. I have to be there the whole week because I'm doing they have a director summit and the whole week, and we get to do a whole bunch of interesting things. So,
and this is going to be in San Francisco. So again, This is in the Bay Area, or it's not Bay Area. Actually, it's further down.
It's Bay Area. It's the
Redwood
Valley
area.
Well, that's Silicon Valley. Just whatever, but.
People don't like that to be called Bay Area.
Okay, whatever.
I've had to apologize to many of my NorCal people.
I guess. Anyway,
all right.
So I'm also planning on doing something for me to plug while we're there as well.
Right, we are.
Yeah. So look out for that. So
Yes. All right, you all. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. What's the other part?
and good night.